We have the opportunity at the County Office of Education to serve many of the most at-risk kids and families in our community and to really make a difference in the lives of children and families, in this case, young adults.
So many organizations have come together to create something so extraordinary. I'm just thrilled to be here to celebrate with all of you, and we're so happy that we have declared this EduCare Day in the city of San Jose.
We are very pleased to co-host the second Silicon Valley Chinese Star Contest.
I don't think that our kids have a very easy way to get to China, so the best way to have them have access is to bring China to them.
How many miles did you run?
I have run 125.
125 miles? That's great.
You didn't write this threatening note to Officer Valdez, did you?
No, I didn't write that.
Developing the districts
What do those populations
practice.
Welcome to Spotlight on SCCOE.
Congratulations, you have graduated the graduation class of 2015.
PROGRESSIVE, progressive.
Correct.
1, 2, 3, go!
Science, technology, engineering, math, art.
I learned a long time ago that when you can't read, you gotta learn how to think.
This vision is clear, this vision is compelling, and this vision is universal.
Honor their native language and keep their native language while learning English.
33.5 inches, 27.5. You were critically thinking about how to make it work, and you did not give up.
I'm so proud to announce a national initiative.
My name, my identity.
My name, my identity.
My name, my identity.
Global competence is a way to develop a sustainable peace.
Welcome to the 47th Annual Santa Clara County Teacher Recognition Celebration. Good afternoon and welcome everyone. I am so honored to introduce County Superintendent John Gundry as he presents the second annual State of the SCCOE address. As you saw in the fabulous opening video, we have much to be proud of as an organization. We have accomplished much under Superintendent Gundry's careful, visionary leadership. During the past 3 years, Superintendent Gundry has stabilized the organization by filling key leadership positions and improving administrative operations. He has brought a laser-like focus to our programs that provide direct services to students. Some examples include efforts to expand early learning, the creation of a joint foster youth task force with the Board of Supervisors in Santa Clara County, initiating a school policing study, and serving as the chair of the City of San Jose's My Brother's Keeper initiative. We are so proud that Superintendent Gundry has been named to serve on the State of California's Advisory Commission for Charter Schools. With his direction and full support, we have developed Framing Our Future, a collaborative and powerful strategic plan, and it is guiding our organization into an exciting and productive future. I'd like to take this opportunity to personally and professionally thank Superintendent Gundry for his leadership, his support, and to congratulate him for leading the SCCOE into the organization it is today. Please join me in welcoming our leader, our County Superintendent, John Gundry.
So thank you, Dr. Dewan, for your kind introduction. You know, I don't know about you, but it's hard to believe that that I'm halfway through my third year here. In some ways, I feel like I just arrived, and in other ways, I feel like I've always been here. So, but I guess it's just the nature of the work we do and the nature of life. So, I do want to tell you that I'm really proud to lead this organization and to share the great work that we do with you. I think you know from other addresses I've given that it was I worked at the Los Angeles County office for 4 years before becoming superintendent of the Pasadena School District, and I specifically was willing to move here to Northern California to do the work of the county office, because I think that from my prior experience, you know, I found that this was a real match for me, and this is some of the most important work that's done in the country at county offices of education in California, and there aren't many opportunities to do what I do, and so I was willing to leave my home and come up to a new place in order to specifically be engaged in the work of a county office of education. I'm particularly proud to be engaged with this one because this office, as many of you know, has had and is continuing to build a reputation for being a leader among county offices of education in California in a number of different areas, and so I'm proud to share that work with you. In the interest of time, I'm going to stick to the script today, because you know how I am. So please bear with me if I'm not making a lot of eye contact with you, because I like to respect your time, and there are a number of things that I would like to make sure I say today. So with that said, today I'm really going to emphasize many of the accomplishments of our office in calendar year 2016, as well as address some of the challenges that we faced in the past year. And I'm going to place all of these, of my comments, in the context of our organization of values being student first, collaboration, innovation, and service. We clarified these values this year in the development of our newly updated strategic plan, and we believe that these 4 values define who we are as an organization, as well as provide a framework for the important work that we do as professional educators. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits, and your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny." This is why I titled the address today, Living Our Values Every Day for Every Student. Our aspirational goal should be that ensuring the future success of our students and our children in Santa Clara County should not only be our work, but also our destiny. Okay, putting students first. So if we take a broad look at how our students are doing in Santa Clara County, if we take a look specifically at the California Assessment of Student Performance in Progress, we see a couple of things. First of all, 62% of county students meet or exceed English language arts standards, compared to 49% across the state of California. 52% met or exceeded math standards in our county, while the state average was 37%. Overall, 8 of 9 subgroups of Santa Clara County students results on the CASPP met or exceeded their state counterparts. While these are encouraging results, there are still some significant deficits to overcome, particularly for students of color. A substantial achievement gap remains between our Hispanic, Latino students and our white and Asian students, and also between our economically disadvantaged and non-economically disadvantaged students. Eliminating the achievement gap is one of our most pressing and persistent challenges and is at the core of our conversation about equity. As you know, the County Office of Education is engaged in putting students first on many levels. We provide direct educational services to students in our Student Services branch and support services to school districts and charter schools through the professional learning and curriculum work of our Educational Services branch. We also provide powerful data to educators to inform their work with students. In addition, we take the lead in the county in the areas of business, technology, and human resources to support our districts with valuable services, partnerships, and programs. We're also the accountability agency for school districts, most notably through the AB 1200 budget oversight and LCAP. There's no other intermediate state agency in the country that plays as significant a role in education of children as California Counties of Education. One of my goals for the SCCOE is to develop a local collaboration among school districts and charter schools around 21st century learning. In partnership with EdLeader 21, we're learning how to change the way we teach children in order to prepare them for success in the 21st century economy. This generally means a move away from an emphasis on specific content to an emphasis on skills that will enable them to be continuously learning in a constantly changing world and economy. The 4 C's, critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity, are at the heart of this new paradigm. And it is my goal to see a strong, enduring local collaboration around infusing these concepts into classrooms and understanding how to measure success. Moving away from the 20th century classroom to a more creative, interactive, and relevant classroom of the 21st century is one important way in which we at the County Office of Education put children first. I'd like to briefly highlight a few examples of how our staff are putting students first. 8,532 students received Migrant Ed services during the last year and 41,092 during the summer from Santa Clara, San Mateo, San Francisco, Alameda, San Benito, and Santa Cruz counties that constitute Region 1. Migrant Ed also held a regional conference with over 500 parents and students to encourage college and career choices. The event was designed to highlight the many ways in which parents can advocate for their children and create a college-going culture at home. Our special education department celebrated the grand opening of a new cluster site at the Hester campus to serve a total of 14 classrooms. The special education staff processed almost 700 assessments for students from 31 districts. 100% of the special education classrooms have technology to use for teaching and for communication. In an effort to increase parent involvement, the department successfully launched the first annual Parent Institute training along with other monthly meetings. Alternative Education, serving approximately 170 students, earned a 6-year WASC accreditation for both its high school and middle school programs. While receiving the highest accreditation, this honor allows students to apply directly to both California State Universities and the UC campuses. The Early Start program provides children birth to 3 with disabilities and their families. Almost 200 families across the country access home and community-based services. The Early Start program also runs the intake office for all referrals to Part C for the county, whether they are served by the county office or go to a local regional center. In 2016, the intake office has processed over 2,400 referrals from parents, pediatricians, community agencies, and local hospitals. In addition to processing referrals, the ESP director and local regional center provides trainings and outreach to the community. When we think about the achievement gap for our Hispanic and Latino students, economically disadvantaged students, 2 of our most important strategies to eliminate the gap are ensuring that all students are kindergarten ready and have access to high-quality early learning programs, and providing professional learning and support for educators and school districts with research-based best practices and programs. In the area of early learning, the SCCOE received a federal Head Start duration grant of $2.2 million in ongoing funding to significantly increase hours and days of service for 200 Head Start children. This also included an additional $3.5 million in one-time startup funds for 2 modular classrooms, staff training, supplies, and equipment. Another noteworthy accomplishment was our program's inclusion in the UCLA Healthcare Institute, a 5-year nationwide initiative with the goal of bringing health education to Head Start parents in simple, easy-to-understand language. In state preschool, our 2 newest sites were highly rated by quality evaluators in the Santa Clara County Quality Matters for Strong Start QRIS system. Tier 5 is the highest rating possible. Leading with imagination, innovation, and integration was the theme during the first annual STEAM Symposium to promote high-quality integrated science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics instruction. In addition, over 400 participants attended the Parent Engagements Families Learning Together event with a focus on STEAM education. We also celebrated the 20th Annual Young Artist Showcase, where we honored 38 students whose art was chosen from more than 1,000 submissions to the annual competition, which was open to public school students in grades kindergarten through 12th grade in Santa Clara County. We've also seen the growth and expansion of the My Name, My Identity initiative, which was launched at the California Department of Education's Global Education Summit. The My Name, My Identity initiative continues to grow and is another way in which we are putting students first. Okay, under the heading of collaboration, our most effective work is not done in isolation. As an office, we are continually seeking out new partnerships. We're very fortunate to have a diverse group of partners who support children through public education because of the value it has to making our communities great places to live. One of the best examples of living this value occurred in the fall when our local Early Education Planning Council developed and worked to pass AB 2368, the Santa Clara County Pilot Subsidy Plan, which will increase reimbursement rates and eligibility guidelines for state-subsidized child development programs beginning in fiscal year 2017-18. I want to publicly acknowledge the author of the bill, Assemblyman Rich Gordon, representing California's 24th District, as well as child care provider Kidango for their critical support in passing the new law. Other successful collaborations in 2016 include Multilingual Education Services partnered with the National Association of Bilingual Education and Congressman Mike Honda to designate April as the National Bilingual Multilingual Learner Advocacy Month. This is an important step, as 24% of students enrolled in Santa Clara County were categorized as English learners, and approximately 15% were fluent English proficient students, according to the California Department of Education. High school foster youth are completing paid technical training in office skills under the umbrella of STEM and Work Readiness Program created in collaboration with the SCCOE, Teen Force, Silicon Valley Children's Fund, and the Department of Family and Children's Services. This training is preparing the students for a paid STEM internship. The SCCOE was successful in securing 2 grants. We were awarded approximately $400,000 to explore whether Pay for Success is a valuable finance mechanism for expanding and improving preschool within partner Santa Clara Unified School District, and $200,000 from the California Classified School Employee Teacher Credentialing Program to assist classified employees or those in jobs that don't require teaching licenses to earn bachelor's degrees and teaching credentials by providing aid for their tuition and other costs. The Walden West Management Task Force, a group made up of community and county office staff, completed their recommendations for improving operations and strengthening safety and security at the Walden West site. Over the past year, the Walden West staff and leaders have worked diligently to implement these recommendations, and in the fall earned additional, more rigorous accreditation to ensure a high quality and safe outdoor science experience for students in Santa Clara County. Okay, under the heading of innovation, innovation and creativity are essential to our work and to student learning in the 21st century. As educational leaders, we must have the ability to anticipate what students will need in order to be successful. We must also be willing we must also be willing and able to move out of our comfort zone and embrace change and innovation. The world is changing fast and is not going to slow down because we're uncomfortable with it. As a county office, we must embrace innovation in order to help our students innovate and address emerging needs in teaching and learning. After a successful pilot year, the Opportunity Youth Academy, or OYA, began its second year of operation on September 6th as the newest countywide charter school following the approval of its petition by the Santa Clara County Board of Education. After almost 2 years in development, OYA was successfully launched during the 15-16 school year as a credit recovery program that re-engages students aged 16 to 24 to help them earn their high school diploma. OYA has re-engaged more than 200 mostly economically disadvantaged students, helping more than 40 graduate in the program's first year. With more than 6,000 potential students who meet the OYA criteria in Santa Clara County, we have an incredible opportunity to help a large number of students earn a high school diploma who otherwise would not. Other examples of innovative programs and services include the Silicon Valley Regional Data Trust Data Zone, which enables education, health, and human services practitioners, representatives of community-based organizations, and university data researchers to address many critical issues facing students and families in the region through the effective and timely use of data. Currently, 256 local agencies are involved in the project, with 27 districts participating, representing 267,000 students. Just 2 days ago in this very room, this important work received tremendous support from the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, which through the Silicon Valley Community Foundation gave the Data Trust a $3.2 million grant. Educare at Silicon Valley completed its first year of operation. 600 children and families were served through direct services, parent classes, and other resources. Educare includes Head Start, State Preschool, and Eastside Union High School district classrooms. It received the highest possible QRIS rating of 5. Next year, Educare will fully launch its Professional Development Institute for early learning professionals to observe best practices to implement in their own classrooms and schools. We'll also launch a high school career academy to build a pipeline of early learning educators. We continue to plan for the expansion of our conference center facility here at Ritter Park, as well as the potential creation of the Innovation Center for Educators. A committee of representatives from across the organization has met and discussed various architectural renderings and plans. The Board of Education has been briefed on the progress, and we've currently issued an RFP for a facility study to assist with office space planning for our departments. These facilities plans could result in a significant upgrade and change to the work environment for us here at Ritter Park that will take us well into the 21st century by giving us a facility that is appropriate to the work we do. Okay, under the heading of service, I'd like to highlight our fourth value, which in some ways serves as the foundation for our work in supporting students, staff, districts, and communities. The SCCOE is primarily a service organization, one that adds value to public education and is responsive to meeting the needs of our stakeholders. It is clear to me that the SCCO staff take great pride in providing outstanding service, whether you are providing direct services to students, working in a support function at Ritter Park, or providing professional learning to educators. This is work that we are engaged in every day. As we all know, finding qualified professionals for certificated and classified positions is a challenge. The SCCOE has done an outstanding job of assisting school districts with recruiting and hiring qualified candidates. We see this during the well-established teacher fair with over 600 participants attending, as well as 200+ applicants and 20 districts participating in the classified job fair. This year, inaugural events such as the Instructional Assistant Job Fair and the Step Into Teaching were launched. All of these efforts are vital to keeping our schools staffed with high-quality employees. Our Business Services branch provided outstanding service to both our school districts and COE departments. Several business and financial trainings were held throughout the year, including LCAP, payroll and retirement, year-end accounting, close process, and CalSTRS conference. Several modernization and improvement projects were completed, including a new parking lot at Odyssey, 5 new modular units at Oster, a refurbishing of 2 modular classrooms at Santa Teresa, among other special projects. Trainings and implementation of the office's new travel policy was rolled out, and the cafeteria committee selected Fresh and Natural as our cafe and catering vendor. The payroll department reorganized to support our employees by program and site and completed a thorough audit of our payroll issues and implemented successful corrections. There are many other ways we provided support and service to our schools. In this past year, the Board of Education passed resolutions reaffirming its focus on equality, anti-discrimination, as well as gun safety reform. In addition, in response to very moving testimony from a local high school student, the board asked staff to share anti-bullying and harassment resources from our Healthy and Safe Schools Department, as well as immigration resources for our families. While our charter schools office is often working and reviewing new charter school petitions or monitoring existing ones, earlier this year, the team greatly assisted with the closure of the Silicon Valley Flex Academy. The school, which was located in Morgan Hill and served approximately 240 students in grades 6 through 12, after learning of the closure, the staff began working with the Silicon Valley Flex Academy Board and the leadership of the Morgan Hill Unified School District to ensure that all displaced students would find placements in time for the 2016-17 school year. And although this is under the heading of service, this is also an amazing example of collaboration among a county office, charter school, and one of our school districts. So that could fall in both categories. On October 20th, more than 225,000 students participated in the Great Shakeout earthquake drills designed to prepare everyone for such an event. While the vast majority of these students followed the drop, cover, and hold protocols, many students with special needs in particularly those in wheelchairs, will practice a slight variation to lock, cover, and hold on. This year, with the leadership of risk management and Ann Darling School, there was a special emphasis on safety procedures for students with special needs. At the start of the school year, the SCCOE initiated a 4-part series of informational articles to help parents navigate public schools in the county. The series, distributed in English, Spanish, and Vietnamese, featured different back-to-school topics. The work we've accomplished over the last year has been significant. We can all take great pride in what we've done and what we've accomplished. As a team, we will continue to focus on the 4 goals of our strategic plan. Goal 1 is to improve student equity and access to high-quality education. Goal 2 is to provide support for districts and communities, schools, and students. Goal 3, be a premier employer. Goal 4, improve organizational effectiveness and efficiency. As an organization, we developed a detailed plan to address Goal 3, be a premier employer. This year, with input from the Superintendent's Advisory Council, we will focus on developing a specific action plan for Goal 4 to improve organizational effectiveness and efficiency. With the recent release of Governor Brown's cautious and conservative state budget proposal for 2017-18, the timing of this is very appropriate. One of our challenges ahead is our budget. Fortunately, we do have a healthy reserve, so that will allow us some time to balance revenues with expenditures. In 2015-16, our revenue was $286 million. Our expenditures are $292 million, which resulted in a $6 million budget deficit. Obviously, we cannot continue to overspend, so we will be looking for ways to increase revenue, find efficiencies, and reduce costs. A large challenge is that there is a scheduled decline of revenue from the LCFF formula. In addition, we recently approved staff raises, which were overdue and well-deserved, at an increased cost of $7.8 million for this year, and that cost will compound over the next 3 years. Also, enrollment in some of our direct service programs is declining, so we need to carefully monitor our student enrollment. Finally, we also need to more accurately charge for the services that we're providing for our districts. I know that we can make the necessary adjustments as we have some time to do it, but it will require all of us working together to find efficiencies and to become more effective in what we do. Finally, we must continue to seek ways to close the achievement gap for students in our county. We must carefully examine the county data and begin to identify the best strategies for closing the gaps. As we examine potential strategies, we need to keep in mind which ones are already in place, which resources are needed to implement new strategies, and what new actions are needed. I believe there are some core areas that we should consider in order to move the needle in Santa Clara County. We should continue to advocate for high-quality early learning, expand the use of the data zone and other technology tools to provide educators meaningful data to shape student instruction, to maintain our focus on high-quality professional learning, to provide thoughtful oversight and support for our school districts, particularly regarding the LCAP, assist our County Board of Education in their oversight of charter schools, and advocate at the local, state, and federal level for our profession. I'm confident that we can assist our school districts and charter schools in addressing the persistent achievement gap by focusing on improving teaching and learning through an emphasis on 21st century skills, by relying on research and data to improve our professional practice, by involving everyone in continuous improvement processes, and effectively managing difficulties and setbacks. And finally, as a high-performing organization, we must always be mindful of celebrating our accomplishments. So we have the knowledge and the skills that we need in order to make a difference in the lives of students and families. Our challenge is to overcome the barriers that inevitably will stand in our way of doing what we know we should do. We all chose this profession because we want to make a difference in the lives of children. So with that in mind, let's ensure that our beliefs do become our thoughts become our words become our actions become our habits become our values, and our values become our destiny. So thank you for your continued commitment to excellence here at the Santa Clara County Office of Education and to living your values every day. This job is more than a profession. This is a job that changes the lives of children. So thank you for your commitment. Invited to us.